be on the road now, doing shows now. White bitch know that cold now, I tell her no now. Mommy tell me slow down, I'm on a roll now.
What's good, guys? It's your boy JPN, and we is back with another podcast. It's a Room Talks podcast. We always in the room talking. We might not always be in the room. If we ain't in the room, you can suck my dick. Anyway, special guest. This is my boy Idress. Introduce yourself. Tell us your name, your age, and what you like to do.
My name's Idress. I just go by Idress. I'm like 21 years old, about to be 22 in like a couple of months in February, and what I like to do for fun, I love hanging out with my friends. I love traveling, doing new things, trying new foods. Like enjoying life, making the most of life. Like life's precious to me.
Okay. So, anyways, let's start off. How you doing today? Like, I actually never asked you how your day was. I never asked you how your day was.
Yeah, my day's been pretty good. Went to class in the morning. I go to Ryerson University. I'm in like business technology management. It's pretty light. It's not that bad. Went to class, did some reading, homework, played some games basically.
But did you go to the beach room though?
Oh, at Ryerson, no. It's all online right now, bro. I can't. Man, Ryerson has that like beach room that everyone loves going to. It's like the 7th floor of like the SLC. Beautiful, beautiful building.
Literally the best place in Ryerson, bro.
Yeah.
As y'all know, Idress, as you can see, this is a very smart man.
My bad. You make me sound like head ass, bro, but like, yeah.
You know those moments when the niggas like, that's not me at all, but I say less.
Yeah.
That's your resume and got a manager job.
Yeah.
But, alright, we're gonna get into these questions. So, how was your childhood growing up, and what experiences did you go through? So, go in detail. Tell us, how you grew up as a child, from here or a different country.
Yeah.
And then get into, things you went through as a kid with your siblings. How did you interact with your siblings? And things like that.
I feel like your childhood's something like really important, and it kind of like shapes you into like the person you'll eventually become, right? Like I feel like the way you're raised and like really it doesn't like shape you. Like you are a product of your environment, and like being the way you're raised from your childhood can really affect who you become later on as an adult, or it makes it harder for you to change from some of those like childhood experiences. But personally, I think my childhood was like really good. I came to Canada from Pakistan at the age of 3 with like my family. We were like it was like me and like my 3 sisters growing up as a kid. Like since I lived in like Mississauga, very diverse like city, like we had like all types of like nationalities, cultures, ethnicities going to school, so there wasn't a lot of like racism. It was more like teasing and stuff, so like it wasn't like for me, like there was like I didn't really get bullied, so thankfully that was nice and shit. And I feel like being able to like hang out, I always loved going to the park and like hang out with like my boys growing up. We play like soccer, manhunt, tag. You know what the deal is, right? We're just like doing the shit we love, like going to the swimming pool and all that.
Wait, hold on. So when you were in Pakistan, what's the difference between Pakistan and here? Like,
I'm gonna keep it real, bro. I've been to Pakistan for maybe like a year and a half, like total of my life. But like that's after the age of 7. But like back when I was like living in Pakistan, like actually lived there, I was like 3 years old. I don't remember shit. I just remember it being like really hot.
Wait, have you went on the trip there? You have one on the trip?
Yeah.
So like,
I've been there like 3 or 4 times.
So how is it like when you go on the trip? Like, what's the difference?
The difference is like I don't feel like an outsider.
I'm on the phone right now, please. I can't. I'm literally on a video. Like, you can't do this. Like, no. Like, this is being recorded right now. Like, yo, let's talk about parents right now, bro.
Immigrant parents, bro. I feel you. Bro, I was working from home, and every hour my dad would like knock on my door and open it while my camera was on during work, and he'd be like, "Are you done yet?" It's like, bro, I tell you when I'm done. You know I finish at 5 o'clock. Why are you coming in my room like every half hour asking me if I'm done?
I gotta share my experience with parents. Right? So for me, growing
Yeah.
up, as a, you know what I mean, I'm gonna save this for my own introduction podcast eventually, but me growing up as a guy, a young black man growing up in a single mother household, y'all already know the deal. But the funny thing is, it's not only black people who go through this. White people go through this as much, same amount, but they don't talk about it. But it's just like, well, number one, you need your father. I never knew it was growing up as a young man. You need your father. If you don't have your father with you, you got messed up because you're getting raised by a woman and you don't know how to do things. You know what I mean? You don't know how to be a man because a woman can't teach you how to be a man. Also, it's just like you get in tune with your softer side. Not saying that's bad, but you get too in tune to the point where now you start to let yourself be run over and things happen to you, and it's just like it doesn't feel the same. And also, you know, that struggle part of it, like, you know, when there's two people making money in the household, they're just so much easier, so many more things happening. Unless one parent, man or husband or wife, can handle it, then it's much easier. But like, I think for me, it actually wasn't actually that bad. Like, it wasn't actually as bad as it seems. Like, you know, I still got everything else that everyone has. Like, you know, the phones, the computers, the games. Like, I still got all that, even though my parents had to sacrifice more. Like, they got to lose more. Like, so my mom, she bought me and my brother clothes. Like, basically, she'd be wearing the same clothes for like years, like 2, 3, 4 years, like years. She'd be like, and you know, you would have all the new stuff, and she wouldn't even like. And like, if you
Upgrade her shit, yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Even if you act up, like, she'll still like treat you the same, and it's like, it's, you know, it's unconditional love, definitely. But also, there's that was the good side of it. You know, we still had food and everything like that, even though there's times of struggle and all that stuff. But we still ate at the end of the night. But also, you know, I mean, it was hard. Like, obviously, there was like a couple of days where we didn't eat. You know, we just drink water and go to your bed. I hate when parents say that, bro. Drink water, bro. That shit cheesed me, bro. I was like, drink water and go to your bed. Drink air. I was like, nah. I was like, I don't want to drink air, bro. I want food, tangible food. But nah. Also, it's like the bad part about it was, like, you know what I mean, like, if both your parents were there, it's like, damn, I could have been in this big ass house. I could have, like, you know, had my mom and my dad. You know what I mean, I wouldn't have grown up to be a degenerate kid. And nah, bro, like, that happens to me, bro. It's literally
it does.
It's like, if you're a single parent, like, you not saying you are a degenerate, but it's like, you know, you grow up to be like, all right, like, yo, like, people look at you like, yo, this degenerate ass nigga, bro. Like, what's wrong with you? Like, you have, where's your daddy? Yeah. It's like, yeah, I'm a degenerate. Not saying all single kids are, but it's like, it's
just harder to raise a family, right? When you're working all the time as like a single parent. Like, your mom, like, she struggles,
but also the thing is, I gotta say this message right now. The black people, you gotta understand is, just because the father wasn't there, not because he didn't want to be there, and not because he wanted the relationship to end. There's two sides of the story. You always hear your mom's side, but you never hear both. When I finally heard both sides of the story, it's like, damn, I'm mad at this nigga for no reason. Not saying my mom did anything wrong, not saying he did anything wrong. They just made wrong choices, and yes, I have to deal with the consequences. And you have to just kind of like look at it in that light as, okay, you deal with the consequences, but look at the bright side.
Yeah.
At least, you know, you have a roof over your head, you have food in your plate, and you know what I mean, you have a bed to sleep on. So you gotta kind of like look at the bright side, and then after therapy, go to therapy. You know what I mean, and you have to forgive. Because for me, I hated my mom for 2 months, like literally hate. That's a strong word, but I did, because I was like, bro, like, you're like, you know what I mean. I found out the truth of his side too. It's like, both of you guys did this. You act like you just did everything wrong, and that's the whole point, you know. But at the end of the day, you know, you gotta just heal from that. But childhood, it's craziness. But anyways, tell me about your parents, because my parents, as you can see, busting in the room, bro, like, hey, like, bro.
Honestly, like, my parents had like an arranged marriage, like, when they were like basically in their early 30s, right? Everything was like done, like said and done for them, right? But like, it's a lot easier when you're back home. You have like family members to help and support you. But they came to like this country, right, like as immigrants, and they had like no one else but each other, right? It was like a struggle. So they couldn't, like, even though they had disagreements and they had fights and stuff, right, they didn't really like want to leave each other, right? Because like that's all they had, like, all they had was like each other. And like they always thought about the kids first too. Like, that, like, like I had like a lot of siblings and shit growing up, and like my parents always like wanted to make sure we had like a family, and even though like my dad was like working like 80 to 100 hours a week, right, just to like pay rent and like all that shit, like sending all like me and my siblings to like school and shit, like paying the bills.
So
Like
it
my mom
was
was able to like raise me well though, and I thank her
so
for that.
it was more so that they fulfilled their duty of raising
Yeah.
I mean a group of you have two sisters or one? You have one
I had
sister,
like
right?
I have three sisters, man.
You
I just
do?
have one older, yeah, I have one older one and two younger ones. Like,
Bro, I've never seen my sisters. That's crazy. I gotta see them after this
yeah,
podcast. But
mhm,
yeah, that's the thing. It's actually statistically proven that growing up in a two-parent household, I mean, you don't raise degenerates, and also you just
dude,
like the kid has a better outcome of life.
bro, I was still a degenerate, bro. My dad was never home, right? Because he was always
Nah,
working night
nah,
shifts
but
and shit.
it's different because this.
Yeah,
It's different because of this.
mhm,
Number
mhm,
one, school shooters are all the school shooters. They're actually
yeah,
apparently from single-parent households.
yeah.
All of them.
That messed up childhoods too. Like, it's not
Yeah.
only like single parent childhoods. Like, they've gone through like abuse, like bullying. They have like some form of like mental illness. Like, I know like everyone like talks about like, oh, it's just like white people and stuff, right? It's like, but they do have like some form of mental illness where they have the want and need to like want to like kill their like peers, right? In like a mass shooting. Like, that's like insane to me. Like, I don't think any normal person who's mentally stable could conjure those thoughts and actually go through with it, right? That's like
And see,
crazy.
that
Yeah.
aspect of it is like it's just like bro, like it's so weird. I never really had those thoughts personally, but
Yeah.
I just know like you know what I
Yeah.
mean. Anyways, and it's just like bro, like nah, it messes you. It really does mess you up. Like
Yeah.
sometimes I even still think about it. Sometimes I'm like damn, like. You know what I mean? Where your mom pisses you off or something happens, it's like, damn, like, you niggas ain't shit, bro. It's like sometimes that's really the thought you have, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? But other than that, like, so tell me the three things you didn't like about your parents and the three things you like.
Dude, I didn't like how, not my mom, but my dad was so stingy when it came to like money and like buying new clothes and stuff. And he didn't really like get like the generational like gap. Like, he didn't care about like branded clothes and stuff,
Oh, I
right?
thought you were
And
about to
he'd always
say,
like,
I thought you were
yeah.
about to say, I thought you were about to say I didn't get the generational wealth. And I was like, bro,
I didn't get that either, but
I was like, bro.
no, I didn't get like, I remember like, I don't really give a shit now, right? But like back in the day, like I remember like my parents would always like buy me clothes from like Walmart and like Target, or not Target, but like Zellers and shit. I remember Zellers, that shit was
Wait, wasn't
crazy.
Target down here at 1.2?
Yeah, it was like for a year though. Like they went bankrupt so fast, bro. They
How?
were like gone. Walmart just bought all their suppliers, and like they basically couldn't compete in Canada, and yeah, they got kicked
Mm.
out.
But
Yeah.
okay, so your
Yeah,
dad
it was like
your dad was stingy
stingy
on
with
money.
money. Yeah.
I mean, so
And we never went on vacation. We either for vacation we went to Niagara Falls or Pakistan. There's like we didn't do anything else. Like
nah.
they only knew two places to have fun, bro. Like we went to the beach a few times. But it's like, bro, they're like you'll have so much fun in Pakistan. You're gonna meet all your cousins. It's like, bro, I hate these guys. Like I have a cousin who's like 35, bro. How do I, as a 12-year-old, have something in common with someone who's 35, bro? I don't know this guy.
Man, it's like, where's he now?
Dude has a whole ass family and shit, bro. Like, I don't know. He sometimes calls me on WhatsApp. I just dodge his calls. It's awkward. I have nothing in common with like a 40-year-old man, bro. Like, I don't know what to tell
This
you.
guy's like,
Yeah.
I'm your cousin and shit. It's like, so
Yeah.
you got a family and stuff? That, bro. I'm like, I'm 21, bro. Yeah.
Yeah,
But,
like,
yeah, like, I mean, I understand why you're stingy with it, so niggas can eat and shit,
Yeah.
so it makes sense. But alright, let's
Yeah.
get to the next question. So, what are some of your dreams and goals you want to accomplish, and where
Yeah.
will you start?
dude, that's a really good question. It kind of ties back into like my childhood and stuff, right? Like being stingy with money. I want to be like financially secure enough where like I don't have to like worry about like, oh, like can I afford this like McDonald's like drink or something, like where like I don't have to like do like these mental gymnastics in my brain to see whether or not like I can actually like on a buy a winter jacket this coming winter. I just want to be like financially secure. I want to have like I want to travel more, right? Like I know with COVID-19, like it's made it harder, but like we have like nice places in Canada. Like you can always go to like Banff, Vancouver, Brampton. No, I'm
Tobermory.
kidding.
Oh, it's got some it's my city, bro. Well, I'm the king.
I love Brampton, fam. Like I'm not dissing. I
Bro,
love
yeah,
Brampton.
Brampton just has good Caribbean food. That's it, bro.
Yeah. Dude, you guys have like good farm places too, like pumpkin patch picking and like apple orchards. Like it's some nice scenery over there. I like Brampton.
Oh yeah, you went there the other day, right?
Yeah, dude, I went to go pick up this mouse actually. Like
Wait,
it's a
okay,
good mouse.
so is that actually a thing? Is that the actually? Wait, what mouse? What does it say on the mouse?
It's like the glorious model. Oh, the shit's light as fuck, bro. Like it's like
I
empty.
thought you had mine the re.
Bro, they all look the same.
I thought you had mine, but like
Yeah.
at the pumpkin patch picking, like bro, like
Mhm.
people actually do that shit, bro. Like anyway, nah.
I mean, it's something you do with a girl, you know, like on dates and shit. Like,
It's like, bro, I don't think I'm never gonna do that, bro. It's like, oh, let's go pumpkin patch picking. It's like, nah, nigga.
dude, if your girl likes Halloween and like the fall months, like they go crazy for like pumpkin patch picking and like Halloween. Like today, I went.
Do they go crazy for that, or do they go crazy for that IG pic? Let's be real.
Honestly, it's kind of both. It's more for it's more for like my girl. She's not that big on social media and shit, right? But she'll still take pictures, and she likes having fun. Like, yeah, she doesn't really like do it for her socials. So that's what I like about her.
Does she still post it on IG though?
No, she doesn't. Unless it's like something meaningful, you know.
Okay. So what is one dream you have, and where would you start if you want to do it, or if you're doing it right now?
One dream I have right now is like hopefully finish my degree, and I'm in the co-op program, right? So I have to like in my program, so I have to like find jobs and like do internships. So I've done 2 already, and I have 2 more coming up. So right now I'm like working towards like getting 2 new co-op placements, and hopefully like graduating right after, right? Because I like the money, I like being financially secure, and like it's like a good like the 2 co-op placements I've did taught me more knowledge. Like I've learned more hands-on experience about the industries, people, what I like to do. Like I've learned so much just from them, more than I have in like the 12 years of going to like school, bro, or like high school and like university even. Like it teaches you so much when you're actually doing shit, right? You're put in a real world scenario, and like
And
you see how everything works. Yeah.
And you see, let me tell you this: back in the day, back in like the 60s, 50s, how it used to be is like you want to be an engineer. Now you got to go to school, get all these documents, know basically all the knowledge behind it, and then go apply it, right? So back in the day, it would have been like I walk up to somebody, hey, you guys hiring, and they'd be like, all right, let's go. Start right now. They give you some steel-toe boots, and they'll be like, all right, I'm gonna show you how to do this. They'll show you some stuff. You'll be working that first day for like all of a sudden,
You
like
just need like a high school diploma.
That's what I'm saying. A quick 5 hours, and they give you this book. Okay, read this section of the book. Come back tomorrow, know this knowledge, and come back, and I'm gonna show you how to apply this. Like you would apply it right now. So it's like it would stick in your head, and as you keep applying it, obviously, eventually, you wouldn't have to read the book. Obviously, you probably go back to the book occasionally, but it's a little bit faster process. And honestly, do I believe it was better back then? I mean, I could finish high school and I could be 18 years old making $30 an hour at a Walmart. And you know why? It's because before that was a time when women didn't work and stuff, right? So since they didn't work, basically they saved like literally probably like half the world's money. And then it would go into like men and other stuff, and everything would be cheaper, and people making more money, or be more expensive.
The cost of living was like crazy cheap back then.
But you were making good money at like a warehouse. You were making a nice $40 an hour, catching a nice 70, 80K a year, and you'd be going crazy. But it is what it is. But all right.
I heard someone talk about that, like their grandparents, like in their generation, right? Like the money, like they'd only rent a place if it was like 25% of what they earned, right? Because like the rest would go into savings or like whatever. And like their parents, they'd only rent a place if it was like a third of how much they made, right? And for us, it's like we'd only rent a place if it's like if it's half what if the cost of rent is half of what we make, right? So it's like crazy how like it gets like more and more expensive, but then like we have to like grind more just to get to the same level. It's actually insane.
My grandfather told me he had an apartment back in the day. In the apartment, he was paying literally $3.95, so around $3.15 with necessities and like all that stuff like lights, water, hydro, and he was paying $4.15 to live in a 2 bedroom apartment, like it was big. It was like a big ass condo. I was like,
Yeah.
bro, like he was like, yeah, bro. It was like, but at the time he only made like $800, right? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But same time, it's like that's only half your money, bro. And that's like blessed. That's a blessed condo and all that stuff. Like if we had that now, like it was nice. It was a nice condo, bro. Had a pool, gym access. Like it was crazy at that time. Like he really had that money.
Yeah.
But
Bro,
I
in
don't
like
know.
20 years, we're gonna look at this right now, like the housing situation, despite how fucked up it is, we're gonna look back and say like, oh, that was a good old days. Like, you could get a 2 bedroom apartment for 2K, $2,000, bro. That's blessed. Like, yeah.
Yeah, now it's like 2 bedroom apartment. It's not gonna be 2,000. It's gonna be like 25, 2,600
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, easily.
But
Yeah,
and it's gonna be small and trash too. So
yeah, the area's gonna be like terrible.
you know what I mean, you gotta get that nice 2 bedroom apartment for $1,000. But you're gonna hear shooting outside. Yeah,
Bro, you see that? You see that TikTok? It's like when your rent's been going up in your neighborhood, so you gotta like do something about it. And it's some girl who's like shooting her pistol outside her window. Man, dude, I knew I couldn't afford rent in Mississauga when I saw like, or like my neighborhood. Like I live in a pretty bad neighborhood, right? Like there's a bunch of like gang activities, like drug dealing, counterfeit money, a whole lot of like shit going on, right? But then like it's gotten better. It's been like gentrified in like the past 5 years, and I knew I couldn't afford rent here anymore when I saw like white people jogging in the morning. I was like, when the fuck did you guys get here? It's like 6 a.m. Like I'd be going to university and I see white people just jogging. It's like cold too. It's like October, November, and they're just up every day while I'm going to school.
Hey,
They're just
Idress.
jogging,
How you doing?
and they're right beside like government
So-
housing and shit. And I'm like, bro, like when worlds collide, bro. I never thought I'd see this in my life,
Yeah, man. If you see
but
white
here
people
they are.
living, if you see white people living in your neighborhood, just know you're up. City boys, we up.
Yeah.
City girls, we up. Anyways, all right. So question number 3: how do you feel about dating and marriage in this day and age? So like the general market,
Yeah.
like what you see,
Yeah.
like so. There's a difference because
Mm-hmm.
online dating, like what you see on social media, like oh, like this person cheated and this person did this and this.
Mm-hmm.
In real life, that does happen, but it doesn't happen as like it doesn't. It's not as
Yeah.
what it seems. Sometimes it could be worse. Or
Yeah.
sometimes it could be less. And
You
they
don't know either
they don't-
story. Like
that's
you
what
need
I'm
to know
saying.
both sides of the story too,
So,
right?
so how do you feel about dating, first
Yeah.
dating and first marriage? Because obviously the marriage rates, have
Yeah.
it's like 50%, 60% of marriages have been ended in divorce. So
Yeah.
so talk about dating first, as in like the hookup culture and things like that.
I don't know. I feel like dating now, like it's just easier, right, to like meet people like dating apps. But then you find that people are a lot more shallow, right? They just want you for like your looks. You're like, oh, you make money. You're like, or like they don't really like care, or they're just there to like hook up, right? Like that's fine, right? Like I don't care if that's what you want from like your partner. That's cool, right? But like for me personally, and I feel like for a lot of like people out there, right? Like you want to be like friends with this person before you actually like date them. You want to get to know them better. So like all your relationships kind of like start like that, right? It always starts as like a friendship because like I don't want to be dating like a psychopath, right? That's like you find out like she like accuses you of like something heinous or something, right? Like that happens like all the time. Like not all the time, but like it could happen, right? Like I'm afraid like that could happen to me. So, but this was like back in the day, but like I feel like once like you get to know someone, you get to know like how they are and like how they're mentally, like you can actually like work your way up to like asking them out. If they say no, that's whatever, like move on, right? Like you're young, you have like your whole life to live. Wait, what's up?
She said no.
Like dude, some dudes like when they hear no after getting like when they get rejected, they start turn into incels, right? It's like, bro, just like move on. Like sure she said no to you, but what's the next girl gonna say, right? Maybe she'll say yes. Like come on,
She
like
made you
give
take
it
her
a
on a
shot.
date. She made you take her on a date, and you're gonna see a 6'3" black man named Jordan blowing her back out. Thank you for feeding her. I'm gonna go do what I
Yeah.
gotta do, but you gotta know when you're getting finessed. But you know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
yeah,
can be
you gotta
finessed-
know.
You could be finessed
Yeah.
anytime, so it's
Yeah,
unpredictable.
you could.
All right, so
Dude.
how do you feel about the marriages? Like marriages, you know what I mean? As you know, what I
Yeah.
mean? We know
I feel like
that-
our generation, yeah, no one's in a rush to get married in like our generation, right? Like we have people who are like 29 years old going to like college house parties and shit. It's like, bro, like go start a family and shit. Like, what are you doing in here? I don't know. It really depends. I feel like our generation, like the generation kind of before, it's like we're Gen Z and like millennials. We don't really like put a big emphasis on like getting married. Like a lot of people, they don't want to have children now, or they don't want to get married because like they don't see like a point in it, right? Like you're losing if it ends in a divorce, you lose half your assets if you're like a man, right, or a woman who earns a lot of money. Like you could lose like half the shit you guys own, and like if you're like a man or woman and you earn more than your spouse, like let's say you own a house, right, and you paid like 90% of the mortgage, and you guys have a divorce, yeah, you gotta give that shit away equally. Like how's that fair, right? Like for a guy or a girl, that's just how the law works, right? Unless you get a prenup, right?
You want me to tell you the old laws? The old laws used to be this.
Yeah.
They would be married, right? A man and a woman would be married, right? And since women couldn't work back then, and when you get divorced, it's like it's like a breakup.
Yeah.
It's not like nobody takes half. It's like, all right, you guys sign these papers. Okay, you guys are divorced. And remember, they wouldn't allow you to get divorced easily. You have to. They'd be like, give me tangible reasons. Did she cheat on you? Did he cheat? Did she cheat on you? It wasn't more so about he, because he's like, you know, I mean, he has money. What are you gonna do? But it's like, did she cheat on you? She cheated on me. Or it's like you have to keep going to, like, people went to retrial 10 times to retrial, do this, and literally, so they got divorced, and when they got divorced, it'd be like this. I see him on the weekends. It's like, but I have no money, I can't work. And the guy would have been like, Judge, it seems I need to take my child. Remember, there's no child support too, so it's like, there's no child support. It's like, you're not taking my kid? Okay. Can you buy something to eat? Daddy, I want some food. It's like, let's go to McDonald's, bro. It's like, no, you can stay over there. Feed my kid, clothe my kid. You know what I'm saying? I think I might, he wants to stay at my place tonight. I don't think he can stay at your place. Where do you live again? So it was like, it was really like, at that time it was really like one-sided on the man. Like, it was actually bad. Like, the girl could be homeless and be like, and the government would be like, bro, like,
get your money up.
Get your money up, nigga. Goofy nigga. Like, that's all they would have said. Like, goofy nigga, get your money up. Like, what you doing? Like what is he about to do? And it would have been a woman judge too. She would have been like, what you about to do? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
That shit was so fucked up, bro.
You know what I mean? But I mean, it got to the point now where, you know what I mean? But also, there was more at those times, there was more marriages to stay together, right? Even though it's like, oh, yeah, they're good, the girl's getting abused, blah, blah, blah. But the thing is, marriage is not about love. Marriage is about respect and duty. It's about, you know what I mean, duty to the children. That's number one. That's the first thing. Duty to the children, to make sure we grow up in a nice house and we grow up to be good people in society, right? Because remember, by the time you're married, you're like 35. You've already done your damage to society. Get the hell out of here. Make your kids. You're 40. Make your kids. You can't do shit. Like, you ugly as hell. You goofy ass nigga. Like, you know what I mean? Like, like, there's literally no point of you being here. Basically, that's what they're saying, right? And obviously, not all the time. Have, you know what I mean? Still have your love, still have your romance, you know what I mean? You guys still married. For me, personally, if I was married, I would do my vows every year again. You know what I mean? So you could refresh it to make sure it's always fresh, right? That's what people do.
Damn.
Nah, because at the end of the day, like, remember, for sickness and health, for poor, for richer, remember, did it say about happiness? It did say for happiness and love and not getting abused and beat. It didn't say, I'm sorry, it didn't say all that. It's true. That's the real definition. Like, the truth is, they even said this in church, like, the guy was like, if your husband's beating you, who told you to leave that marriage?
Yeah.
Like, first things first, you should have chose that man correctly. And second, if that girl's doing the PJ Washington to you, ran into PJ Washington, who told you to choose that girl? That's your fault. People choose their own destinies, but people do change and things happen. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna just say whatever, but things do happen. But also, I want to ask you this question because we might have a little debate right now. Can guys and girls be friends?
Honestly, I don't know about like best friends, but yeah, I think platonically it's possible. But it's like, it's like difficult for like some people to like understand boundaries and shit, right?
No,
like,
it's different. It's difficult for men.
Yeah, it is.
And women too. Don't sleep. I'm a woman too.
Yeah, there's that too.
We're not supposed to be friends. You know why? What do we put on this earth? What do you put on this earth to do? Tell me.
You're just here to like reproduce, fam. You're here to like have children. Yeah.
So why am I being friends with the person I need to have children with?
Yeah. Like, honestly, friends do like crazy shit together. It's crazy.
Do you see a male and female lions running around? If you see them running around as friends, it's gonna be on some Lion King shit. Like, nigga, we about to have smash later on.
Yeah.
Like, do you see
like friends with the benefits type shit?
You see, you know what I mean? You see male lions walking with male lions. Going back to my wife, easy, bro. You know what I mean? Like, just imagine lions like, alright, nigga. You know what I mean? And then you see the female lions at home. Da-da-da-da. Stop it, Johnny. It's like, shut your ass up. And, you know what I mean? Like, it would be basically that. Like, the guys out there hunting, the girls nesting and keeping the home safe. And remember, the female lions aren't they stronger than the male lions?
Yeah, they can fight.
And that's the thing is they protect the home, right? Because they're actually stronger. But the men are better for hunting, as in like their skills and stuff like that. So, you know, what I mean? People always say, oh, the girl's staying home for no reason. No, she gonna beat someone's ass. Come to my crib. You know what I mean? It's real shit. But
I need my woman to kick my ass, really. That's how I know she's the one.
but nah, real shit though. For me personally, I disagree with you. Women and men cannot be friends because at the end of the day, most of the time, the girl wants to smash, or 90% of the time, the guy wants to smash. Because I'm just here until you're crying, oh my boyfriend, crying, and then a moment of weakness. Activate my trap card, like literally, like, goofy ass, like that's what's gonna happen, bro. Like you got in my trap card, bro. Like
I feel like it depends, cause like if you're like someone who like hasn't had a girlfriend before and like you can't talk to girls, like I know we both know someone who's like that, right?
Bro,
who like
but the thing is, it doesn't even work. It doesn't even work for him because he still wanted her, bro.
I know, but like you can't like jump from there. I feel like it would have worked for him if he just tried like being like friends at first, right? Or like he got to like know that person at first.
But the thing is, he likes her. He didn't want to be her friend. The thing is, he's like, oh yeah, we'll just be friends. That's the thing is, you gotta let your intentions clear. Like if you don't want to be friends with them, like I don't want to be a friend, bro. Like I like you. You know what I mean? I like you. I want you, and that's it. And that's like, all of a sudden, oh, let's be friends first. It's like, I don't want to be your friend. Let's skip to the part. Let's have that first date. Let's have that first date kiss and do our shit, bro. Like, what am I waiting? Like, what the thing is, like, it gets to the point where, as a man, what are you waiting for? And the thing is, that's the reason why a lot of men cheat as well, because it's like this: your girl starts being your friend instead of your girlfriend. It's like, bro, now I'm about to cheat, or the same thing with vice versa with the guy. It's like, you guys are here for a purpose. You know what I mean? We're the opposite sex. We're meant to mate. Meant to mate, hang out, and do stuff together. But we can do all that, but we need to mate. If we don't mate, it's literally going to be a problem. Because remember, it's literally, that happened to me. that happened to me one time, biologically. I'm like, bro, I told him, like, I can't do this anymore. You know why? Because I need to mate with you. And it's like, I can't mate with you. Like, no. But it's like, it wasn't even because mentally I was like, I want to do this. But my body's like, what are we doing here, bro? Like, not saying that my dick runs me. It's like, not saying it's control or everything. But at the end of the day, it's like, bro, you're not my sister, bro. If you're my sister, I'd be like, hey, what's good, nigga? Sissy. I mean, sissy, nigga. You know, start roasting her. But it's like, it just doesn't work. Personally, you know what I mean? For me and a lot of guys, bro, it's literally every guy's waiting to strike, bro. Remember, we know as guys, we're just waiting to strike, bro. We'll be like, nah, bro, chill, bro. Nah, I'm just waiting to strike, like real shit. Like I'm waiting to strike, and when I do strike, y'all niggas will know. Gang, I did it, gang. Like, you know what I mean? Come on, bro.
Yeah, I have a question for you. Like, going back to like cheating and shit, would you ever like get with like a woman who has cheated in the past? Like, would you be okay with like marrying them or like getting into like a serious committed relationship with them if she told you like, oh, I cheated on like my high school boyfriend, or like I cheated on someone like 4 years ago? Like, does it depend for you, or is it like an automatic no? Like, you don't care?
Nah. Me personally, if she really brought that down to me, I cheated in the past, blah blah blah.
Yeah, and she wants to change and stuff. Like, what would you do?
First things first, I don't blame a girl for cheating. You know why? It's because of this. The guy, number one, you didn't mentally stimulate her. Number two, you stopped doing the things you used to do. Right? Everyone has to hold themselves accountable. Right? You stop doing the things you used to do. You know what I mean? And girls, when they cheat, they try to monkey branch onto the next guy first and secure him down before they leave you, if they're cheating and they want to leave you, right? She couldn't secure the guy, so she cheated on you instead. She wanted, you know what I mean, sexual pleasure. Not saying you couldn't sexual pleasure her, but also it goes into the aspect of, it's, if any relationship, if you stop doing what you always been doing, you're going to see a change in her, and she could cheat on you. It's just how girls are emotional. It's like this. If I'm like, it's like this. If I'm so used to being with my mom only, right, and my stepdad, and if my dad comes back into my life and my stepdad leaves and they get married again, this is gonna be weird as hell. I'm not gonna want to do this because I'm not used to this. You know what I mean? It's a natural thing to abort mission when something is uncomfortable, right? And at the end of the day, what I personally, to answer your question, would I get with a girl who cheated in the past, and marry her and be in a serious relationship with her, it all depends, right? Because at the end of the day,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It is, I'm not gonna say she's a high risk and high liability. I'll never deny that. But at the same
Yeah.
time, I'm not really afraid of a girl cheating on me personally. And even if she did tell me, oh, I cheated in the past, remember, a lot of girls, even guys who are in a relationship right now, girls will never tell them they cheated in the past. Or even if they did,
Yeah.
they're like, it is what it is because, you know what I mean, I'm not that nigga. You know what I mean? I'm a different nigga. As long as she treats it like a different situation, because people like to go on, oh, you're doing stuff like my ex. It's like, no, like, this is what they do. Your ex happened to do the same shit. Like, relax. Like, it's not
Yeah.
that serious. Relax your ass, you know what I mean? That's why I had a problem with too. Like, oh my god, you're doing this to the girls. Like, I had that problem too. It's like, nigga, calm your goofy ass down. Like, you know what I
Damn.
mean? You're tripping over nothing. You're exaggerating. So for me, personally, yeah, I would be with a girl. If she cheated in the past, I'm like, hey, that's what she did to some other guy. You know what I mean? For me, one thing I know is when you're with a girl, be
Hmm.
consistent. Provide the same energy. You know what I mean? Try to roughly do, you know, one date a week, or one date every 2 weeks, or 2 dates every like the second week. You know what I mean, to make
Hmm.
up for it. You know what I mean? Keep doing those dates and keep stimulating. You know, keep having sex with her, and you know, just do your regular thing. And obviously, you know, don't give her all the attention all the time. You know, no validation
Yeah.
all the
No.
time.
No one likes neediness, right? Like.
Yeah, don't be a fucking simp and like, oh, I love you, baby.
Yeah.
No,
Dude, that's how
relax,
like
like.
simps always lose, bro. It's like you're showing her all your cards, bro. Like, come on, you gotta
No,
like.
like
Yeah.
don't talk to her for like 3 days, bro. You know what I mean? Just start. I'm not saying it's toxic, but
Yeah.
she needs to have a little
Yeah.
bit of it's weird, but
Yeah. She
girls
needs. She needs to know you have your own life going on, right? Like. Yeah.
and also she needs to know like, hey, she needs that anxiety attack just a little bit, and it sounds bad, but it's good. It's good for her. People don't really. It's good for her. It keeps it.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it sounds toxic, but you got to keep it.
It does.
You got
Yeah.
to keep it slightly interesting. I'm sorry, because
Apply pressure. A lot of people say that's applying pressure. Like, do you agree?
but the thing is, even now, I have a friend, right? And I have a friend, and he always talks to the girl, always like, "Oh, you're so beautiful," and this and this and this. Now, you know, he lost weight and stuff, and now he's seen her again, right? And he's D's now, or whatever, right? He's my
Yeah.
close homie and everything, right? And
Yeah.
now the girl's on him. The girl like, oh, what's going on? Texting him and all that stuff because obviously he did better for himself. He stopped talking to her, and now he doesn't give her validation, not enough attention, and you know now they go on more dates and stuff, and now they do more things, right? And it's like, if you think about it, it's like, bro, like less is more with women. It just is not like there's some girls out there. Oh, like they love all the stuff you do for them, and they actually appreciate and they show you and they genuinely care. But the thing is, at the end of the day, it's for certain things and for most things with girls, less is really more, and it's weird.
Mhm.
And it's like, bro, like for me, it's like I told the girl straight up, just FaceTime if you want to talk to me, or if you know whatever. Like, oh, I haven't talked to you in so many days. Blah blah blah. I'm like, yeah, you know, it is what it is. We're here now, anyways. You know what I mean? It's like just not necessarily don't care, but don't care about everything. Like you need to just like look. You gotta really like stay in your male position. Like
Yeah.
it's like the tire broke down. Let's just get a new one. Oh my god, what am I gonna do about this tire? It's like, all right, let's just fix it. No. Like you know, just
Hmm.
you know,
Be calm,
be
collected.
be calm, be a guy. You know, be stupid, bro. Be stupid, do stupid shit. You know what I mean? Not too much stupid shit, but just be a guy and let her be a girl,
Yeah.
and just you know what I mean. And to prevent cheating is really like that guy wasn't masculine enough. That guy was a simp. Remember, girls love to cheat on simps. If you're a nice, masculine, strong man and secure in yourself, you know what I mean, and certain things like that. It's like nah. And also, I want to talk to you about this.
Mhm.
It's like this. Let's say I don't want my girl. I told my girl, you're not wearing that outside. That's not insecure. That's territorial, right? And how I want to explain it is because a lot of girls are like, oh, you don't want to let me go here and here. It's like, nah, I'm protecting you from yourself because I know if you go there, remember, it's not about you being there. It's about bad situations happening.
Yeah.
And remember, you know, what I mean, she's riding off her emotions, and it's like this. For me, if I tell my girl, I'm like, hey, I don't want you going on that girl trip to Miami because bad things happen in Miami. Not saying you're gonna do bad things,
Yeah.
but the thing is, girls are
Yeah.
hive mind creatures. So
Yeah.
if she does something, she'll do it too. Like differences between guys, like for example, for you, you know what I mean, you're in school, you're doing your thing, and I'm doing my own thing as well, right? It's like we go on different paths, but girls will be like, I'm doing this, girl. It's like, I want to do it too. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, guys will be like, all right, bro, I'm doing my own thing. You know what I mean? Yeah, catch you later. And we
Yeah.
pursue our own paths, right? And so it's like, she's like, oh, girl, yeah, I just had sex with 3 basketball players. Oh my God. It's like, just do it too. Your boyfriend won't mind. He's Michael Jordan. And she'll be like, oh, I love my guy, but he's not on Michael Jordan's level. And then, you know, it doesn't always happen like that. I'm saying, what I'm saying is, if she's like going on girls trips to Miami or certain places, like, come on, bro. Like, you can't always be stupid. You gotta think, like, especially if she has whole friends, then she's probably going to be the 5th whole friend. So you gotta always watch out for that. But overall, like, the thing is never to worry about it. And like, at the end of the day, you cannot prevent cheating. So why care?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Like, if
also,
it happens, it happens. You just gotta like be ready to bounce and like move on from it, right? Like, it's fucked up, but like,
you know, that question, it is jam packed. Would I be with a girl? Yeah, I probably still would be. Like, at the end of the day, I'd make sure, but take her fully seriously to marriage. I probably have to vet her extremely hard to do that.
Yeah.
One, but I don't know.
Like, yeah, it's never really about you, right? It's about her. Is she willing to change? Does she want to like improve as a person? Like, real, like if it was just like straight cheating, right? She just did it because she wanted to, because it's fun or something, right? Like, yeah.
But key thing.
Yeah.
Always remember, people show you who you are the first time they meet you.
Yeah.
So if she shows you she's a changed person, all this stuff, and she tells you later on, but you see her doing this, and she used to do that, just try to believe this person, even though the old person is still inside of her. But if she's really focused on this person right here, then, you know, maybe it could work out.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next question I have for you is, you're in a relationship, you know what I mean, for 2 years now?
Yeah, it's almost 2 years and about like 4 months. Yeah.
That's crazy. I remember the first time, like, oh, it's been like 3 months, bro. I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that shit was
So
crazy.
how do you have a successful relationship? So tell me about the ups and downs. You know, keep it brief. Ups and downs, and how you guys overcame things, and how you guys came to a more peaceful relationship right now.
Honestly, I feel like like me and my girl, we like get along pretty easily, right? Like, we don't like, at the beginning we barely had any arguments and stuff, right? Because like, you know, the honeymoon stage and like all that shit. But I feel like what kept us together was like our communication, because it's only really like my second like serious relationship, right? Like, she never really like did like serious relationships before she met me. Like, yo, you know, like I changed her. That's me.
Hey,
yeah, like,
that's my name.
Actually, but like, I think what protected us, like, and like what saved us from like all these arguments like most people in relationships would break up over, was like definitely communication. Because she hates, like, whenever we get in an argument, she hates like the air being left. Like, she hates when it's like unfinished, right? If there's still stuff to talk about, or like shit you want to get off your chest, right? She'd rather me like say it, right, instead of just like talking about it like tomorrow or like 2 days later, because like that really speeds up like the healing process too, right? Because like, damn, I did this, like, oh, that's why she was mad, and or like oh, like what she did pissed me off, or like what she said pissed me off, and like we like talk about it like up front, right? So it's like a lot easier when you like communicate. Yeah, transparency, exactly. To communicate, be transparent with one another, be vulnerable with one another, right? Like, you can't just like hide everything. If you want to have like a successful relationship, you have to be like, you have to open up. Like, I'm not saying like just open up after like the first week or something, right? Like, take your time. Like, once you're there and you want to tell her like all about you, like how you are as a person, like your trauma, like anything you want to talk about, like, do that. Like, you don't have to like dump it all on like the first month, or you can take it slowly, and eventually she'll respect that. She'll open up to you. But yeah, like, I feel like, yeah, communication definitely is key. You gotta always be on the same page, because then if you're not on the same page, it just leaves room for doubt, or like assumptions, right? And assumptions are terrible, right? Like, oh, this guy hasn't like texted me in like a week, or like we haven't FaceTimed in like a week. Is he cheating on me? Or like, she hasn't. Yeah, it's like she hasn't said like I love you in like 2 days or 3 days. Like, is she mad at me? Like, does she not love me anymore? It's like it's like you gotta bring that shit up with your partner, right? You can't just like
Nah, but
stay
I
mad in
think
silence. Yeah,
I mean that is true for a successful relationship.
yeah.
But also, I think on that part as peace as well. Sometimes people are like, oh, I'm not gonna say I love you like crazy like that
Hmm.
all the time, because I think if you hear something too many times, you're like, all right, I hear this all the
Yeah,
time. Like,
yeah.
it
It
doesn't
gets
matter.
old.
It's
Yeah.
like I'd rather her go like I'd rather me and her go like a month without saying it's like, oh, I really love you, baby, or I mean,
Hmm.
obviously during sex is a different story, but obviously
Yeah, it is.
it's a different story. It's like 24/7, but it's like and just in general, like you guys are hanging out. So like I say, I love you all the time. Even though like, let's say you have a really good date and you guys are like you look at her like, I really do love you. You know what I'm saying? Like it's different. It's different like that. Actually, like
Yeah.
genuinely, don't just say I love you because
Yeah, when it comes up like organically, right?
yeah,
Like
yeah,
that shit hits different.
you know what I'm saying. I
Like she
do.
pays for your food, it's like, bro.
I'll pay for this trip anyways.
Yeah.
But all right. So next, how did you choose your girl? So like, as in
Mhm.
the girls you've experienced in your life, how did you really choose the girl
Dude,
you have now? So like, what
honest.
did you decipher? So you're like, okay, back in the
Mhm.
past, I used to go for girls like this. I used to go for
Mhm.
girls like this. How I need to change myself to actually achieve a girl like this? Like, what did you do
Mhm.
for the whole process to choose your woman?
Honestly, like it really, like it's different when it comes to like everyone. I feel like we all have like different like expectations and like what we want when it comes to like the opposite sex or whatever, right? I feel like what I was looking for was someone who I could like genuinely just like hang out with like all day, right, and like just not get bored. So like I was like wanted to like see if they were like a cool person. Oh, do we have like things in common? Can we actually like talk for like 3 hours or like 2 hours or whatever without like getting bored? And like I feel like I've only been like two relationships, right? But they're all like kind of like long term kind of. But like for both of them, I feel like yeah, we had a lot to talk about. We had a lot of shit in common too. We didn't like get bored easily, right? Like we could spend like all day together, like doing like whatever and not get bored. Like yeah, I feel like you have to like
So you're
keep
telling
shit interesting
yeah.
and shit.
So you're telling me just keep it interesting, keep it new, keep it fresh and spunky. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
So
and you can't just like be boring, bro. Like either partner, right? You just can't be boring because like when you settle down, like get comfortable, it's like you're just like not fun to be around anymore, right? It's like, bro, say something new, like talk about something new, like plan like new goals, talk about new goals, plan new trips, talk about things you want to do. Like you can't just be like someone stuck, right? You got to be outgoing,
always
like
elevating.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right, guys. Well,
I,
that's the key to a successful relationship. Because 2 years from my boy, some good experience, some good knowledge you're gonna have to know. Also, so tell me one place you want to travel to and why that you haven't
um,
been to before.
bro, I want to go to Jamaica. I'm gonna be honest, bro.
Damn,
Like
bro.
I love Caribbean food. Like
You
that,
trying to
that
cheat
was
on
like
your girl? You trying to cheat on? No,
no, I'm not.
I'm playing. I'm playing.
No, like I want to go on a trip with you to Jamaica one day, bro. Like that was on like my bucket list for life. I haven't told you this, but that's
Damn,
one thing I
bro.
want to do.
You finally told me this shit on live, bro, on the podcast, bro. Now we gotta go to
Yeah.
Jamaica, bro.
I don't know, we haven't like talked like this long and so long, right? Like
I know it's actually been a minute.
yeah, yeah, it
It's been a
has.
hot minute. I
Like
missed.
we've only been going to like haircuts and shit, or like
Uh,
linking for food. Yeah,
I don't know. I haven't seen.
it is
I missed you.
bro. I got a
So,
reading week like this week. We can chill, bro.
alright,
Like
we
I'm
gonna chill.
down.
We gonna chill. We gonna chill. All right.
Yeah.
So okay. So how did you overcome your depression, your trauma,
Mhm.
or you're currently still overcoming? But how did you overcome the big chunks, like the big parts of trauma, depression, anxiety? Like how did you change that up? You know what I mean? For me personally, therapy, acknowledgement, self-reflection, self-accountability. But for you, how did you do it?
Yeah, I feel like I'm the same way. I actually didn't know what was wrong with me in the first place, but it turns out I suffer from like OCD, right? But it's not like regular OCD where you have to like I don't know, like touch a button like 10 times or else you think you're gonna die or like you go crazy. But it's like pure OCD, right? Where OCD stands for obsessive compulsive compulsion disorder, right? So what I figured out was I had like pure OCD, right? And that what that comes with is like when you think of a negative thought or like an intrusive thought, your mind can only think of that intrusive thought for like the next like few hours, right? And every 10 minutes, your brain would um like think that, and then like you doubt yourself and like all that shit. So when it came to like shit like school or like being good looking or like having like low self worth, like I'd have like intrusive thoughts telling me like, oh, like you're a fucking dumbass, like you should have studied harder for this test, or you could have done so much better in life, like why didn't you go and become like a doctor, like an engineer, like
Isn't
a
that
lawyer?
like kind of like self-sabotage as well?
Yeah, it's like I don't know, but these are like intrusive thoughts that like you don't want to think, right? But they're like negative thoughts that come uncontrollably, and your brain just like latches onto them, right? So you're just like stuck with these thoughts. So what I found out was like I read like a couple of books on it. I thought about going to therapy, but that shit's like mad expensive, right? But I found out that like when it comes to like trauma and like mental health, a lot of this shit will stay with you for the rest of your life, right? So you gotta find like not coping mechanisms, but like things to like help, right? So what I found out was like when you get like new perspectives, right? When you talk to like other people, find new perspectives, ways to look at like things, right? It's like sure, like I didn't go to like the best university in Canada, like the most like elite program, right? But I'm still like doing something, right? I'm still like getting money. I'm still like in a reputable school. I'm gonna graduate hopefully soon. I'm a pretty good looking guy. Like I'm young, even though I'm like not the most attractive person in
Sexy
the world.
ass
Right?
nigga, bro. Sexy ass nigga. Never downplay yourself. Don't do that OCD shit in front of me right now.
No, I'm not. But like, I'm trying to be like more humble, right? But like, I'm good enough. Like, you don't have to be like a model, is what I'm trying to say, right? Like,
So self-acceptance.
yeah, self-acceptance, and you have to like boost your own confidence, right? Which is something that I never like do. I didn't want to be like a cocky guy who has like an ego, because I feel like that's like unattractive, and it's also like, it's actually like. It's like an ick for me, right? When someone has like a big ego or like
It works on dumb bimbos though. Anyways.
yeah, it sometimes does, but yeah, like, but I feel like you gotta be like confident, right? It'll help you get through like tough times. You remind yourself who you are, right?
Yeah.
And that you've gone through shit like this before, and you'll go through that shit again, and you'll overcome those like obstacles. You just gotta like, what that sign up there says, like, you gotta stay focused, like remember who you are, right? You're bigger than your thoughts. Like self affirmations and shit. You gotta like do that shit. Like I remember I woke up every morning. I made a list on my phone, right, of like self affirmations. Right, it's like, I'm handsome. Like shit, I like hearing about myself, right? It's like, oh, I'm handsome. I'm funny. I have a lot of great friends. I've overcome a lot of obstacles. Like I just have a list of like things that like lists of self affirmations, right? Like everyone can do this to help boost their confidence. And every morning before like I brush my teeth, I looked at my phone, and because you know how like when you wake up you check your phone, right, for notifications. What I did was I checked my phone and just read out those self affirmations, just like remind myself before I tackle the day, like who I am.
Did you read them out loud or like?
Yeah, I read them out loud, but at a certain point, bro, I straight up like memorized it because I was doing this shit like every day. And when you like say things to yourself, you kind of like become what you say, right? Especially when you act on those like affirmations, like, or like you don't even like notice it, right? Like when you like solve like a hard math problem, you're like, damn, I'm really smart, or like shit like that. Like you start realizing those things about you that you didn't know until like you start like affirming yourself, right? Like I feel like that really helps like self-confidence. Man, you just gotta know that like they're like you have reasons to be confident. Like I used to think like, oh, only like fucking idiots are like confident, or like it's an ego thing, but no, that's not true. Like everyone deserves to be like confident, and like it's really attractive. Like that's why girls find like dudes like attractive. Like I think that's why like a lot of girls like you, Jordan, because you're like outgoing, you're super confident, you know what your self-worth and shit, and like
Oh, go on.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm joking, but nah, appreciate that, bro. Appreciate that, bro.
yeah.
But nah,
Yeah,
like,
that's why. Yeah.
it's it really is important to stay confident. So I try to be as confident as I can, and also, damn,
Bro,
like, that's
I looked up to you. Yeah.
Oh, you did? Oh, I actually appreciate
Yeah.
that, bro. Like real shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Commenting on my YouTube videos and stuff. I actually appreciate that, bro. As long as you watched it, I don't really care who watched it, to be honest. But
Yeah, I'm gonna rewatch this in my sleep or something.
but it always is important. And also the thing you said is writing those affirmation, like, guys, for real, like everybody needs to do that. Write those. Speak. The thing is, I actually did that to myself as well, because I remember that time you know what I mean, go through my own breakup and stuff like that, and things happen, and I was like, man, I was going through, you know, trauma, dealing with going through therapy and all that stuff, and I was like, man, I had to tell myself, like, I was like, let me go back to my old ways, let me go back to certain things, and I was like, I told myself, like, you're better than this, you know, you're bigger than this, you're handsome, you're a sexy guy, come on, relax, you're a chill guy, you're not like this, you know what I mean, I had to speak, basically, the tongue, like, speaks life into people, or can speak, like, it's the tongue of death or the tongue of life, you know what I mean, so it's very important, and I actually appreciate you saying that because that's one of the things I had to do as well. Like, it's everybody watching this, really do that, bro, because, you know, if you're going through hard times.
Yeah, I thought, like, people were, like, I used to be a skeptic, or I used to think, like, people who did that shit were, like, crazy, or not crazy, but they're, like, I just couldn't, like, wrap my mind around it, because I couldn't get it. I didn't get it until I actually started doing it, and it really is, like, a confidence boost, and, like, people, like, deserve to be confident. It's always, like, the smartest people that are, like, the least confident in themselves or their abilities. Like, dudes with, like, degrees or, like, who earn, like, six-figure salaries and stuff. It's because they're always comparing themselves to, like, the next person above. It's like, bro, like, look below yourself. Like, you're on the top of, like, castle almost, bro. Like, be proud of yourself. Like, come on.
You know what I mean? Like, stop focusing on the bottom of the hill when you reach the top. Like, look at the scenery at the top. It looks beautiful up here. You made it up here. Like, you know, stay in that present moment. But all right, this is the second last question, so a big question: how do you want to impact the world?
I feel like I want to make, like, a positive impact on the world. Like, my whole ethos, I believe in, like, I'm a heavy believer in, like, volunteering and, like, giving back to the community. Because, like, back when, like, my family or, like, my parents can, like, support me all the time, right? I go to these, like, local community, like, camps, or, like, whatever was going on, like, the school was doing, right? Like, whether it was, like, free swimming lessons, or, like, soccer, baseball, whatever, like, they had for the kids. I want to, like, do volunteering maybe related to that, or, like, something that'll help impact, like, the next generation of kids. Because, like, that really, like, had a positive impact on me growing up, right? Like, that sense of community, everyone, like, coming together to, like, do shit together. That's how I want to have, like, a positive impact on my world. But other than that, like, I feel like another impact you can have on your world is, like, just being a good person, like, every day, like, not having, like, you can be mad at people, right, but don't hold grudges, like, just let that shit go. Like,
fight these niggas, bro. But nah, I feel
old you would.
But nah, I feel you, like, real talks. Even for me, like, I just wanna, you know, change the world. Just honestly, you can change the world. Just if you don't know what you want to do to change the world, advice for everyone out there: just be a good person. You'll change the world. You'll change someone's world. You know what I mean? And all that sort of stuff. But the last and final question that we're about to wrap up the podcast. You know, this is a great conversation. To be honest, we could really do this for like 3 more hours, but we're not.
Yeah, we could, bro.
You know what I mean? We're not gonna do it.
It's 1 a.m.
All right, so what is your favorite anime?
Bro, I'm gonna be real. I have not been watching anime lately because I feel like I can read faster. So I've been reading a lot of manga, and the two, like, mangas, like, they kind of count, right? Like, they get animated eventually. But the two mangas that I feel like are the GOAT, like, One Piece, like, I'm not caught up. I'm only, like, 100 chapters in. The pacing's so slow, but definitely, like, top 3. I know it gets a lot better. I've been spoiled a lot. I know what's going on. One Piece is up there. Berserk is insane, bro. Like, the art in Berserk, like, R.I.P. like Kentaro Miura. This guy died this year. Like, he was 80%. Yeah, he was 80% done, and, like, he just, like, sadly passed away. But it is what it is, right? It was, like, a good ride. I feel like it ended in, like, a good spot. Did you read the manga, or did you just watch the anime?
I just watched, like, 2 episodes of the anime. I haven't really watched it like that.
Yeah. Oh, the 1990 or the old anime is, like, really good. The 2016 one's, like, kind of CGI garbage. But hey, and, like, the last one is, like, Vagabond. That's, like, a manga too, and, like, it talks about, like, Musashi Miyamoto, who's, like, the best, like, samurai of, like, all time, like, invincible under the heavens. Like, that was the title he gave him. But, like, there's a lot of, like what all those, like, mangas have in common is, like, you have, like, someone who's, like, a struggler, right, but he somehow overcomes, like, whatever that was holding him back. Like, for Vagabond, it was, like, Musashi's dad, right? He was, like, the best swordsman. His dad was, like, the one who held the title before him, right? He was, like, this GOAT samurai, and he had to, like, get that trauma off him. He had to, like, realize, like, he's his own person, and he doesn't have to be tied down to what his father did and shit, right? And, like, for Berserk, it was, like, some other, like, traumatic shit. I'm sure, like, You can get demonetized if I talk about that shit. But yeah, like Berserk.
We're gonna talk about
Yeah.
I was surprised you didn't say JoJo Bizarre Adventure, bro.
Oh yeah, JoJo. I haven't read JoJo. I gotta read that shit, bro. JoJo. I feel like I would have said JoJo last year, but it's been so long.
This is an autistic anime, bro. I don't care. What
It is. Okay. The first, it is. I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty like stupid, right? The first like, it's funny, right? But then like part 7, unironically, is probably the best work of fiction I've ever read, bro. Like no cap. It's pure, it's beautiful. It's up there with Berserk and Vagabond. Like it's so good. But it had to like start with that silly, goofy shit at the bottom to get all the way up there, right?
Bro,
like it had to like,
you know that meme where they show the TV show and like the horse drawn amazing.
Yeah.
Nah, but this is like the horse drawn terribly. Then the rest is drawn amazing, bro. It's like,
yeah, because like each part is like its own anime, right? So you can't really like say that about like, yeah, sure, the first anime was like kind of dog shit, right? It was like made in the 70s or 80s, but like the newest ones are like elite, fam. You gotta read like part 7 if you ever have like the time.
I know. I'm gonna catch up on JoJo, bro. Ever since like God, like he saved him. He's like why the hell did you save me? I wanted to die. I'm like. God, bro, this is retarded, bro.
That shit's bizarre.
He's like, why are you carrying me? Stop! I'm like, oh my god. But JoJo's wild. But anyways, Idress,
Yeah.
I love having you on my show, my podcast.
Yeah.
Definitely gonna have to have you again for an update on everything on life again. Life update, quick life update, different topics. I have a topic for you this time, a different one. This is just more getting to know you, because obviously the people who are introduced on my podcast, I'm gonna bring them back again to discuss controversial topics. Because it's not no similar, you know what I mean? I'm a controversial person. I'm very controversial. No, but, nah, it was
Dr.
great.
Umar.
Dr. Umar. Nah. See, the thing is, when Dr. Umar says, stop the snow bunny crisis, I go date a white girl, bro. I go date a white girl. He says I go date a white girl, bro.
I was thinking about that. It's like, bro, what would like Dr. Umar say about your date today, man? Like,
hey, bro, she's not white, bro. Anyway.
oh shit.
Oh,
okay,
shit.
okay.
I think I did that. Oh yeah, I did. I did show you. Okay, I showed you.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
But yeah. Good conversation. Definitely got to do this again. When you're on your reading week, we're gonna hang out and shit. You know,
Yeah.
we'll probably make like a vlog or something together, discussion.
Yeah,
video,
I'm down.
You know, what I mean,
Yeah, we gotta like do some fun shit. You wanna go to Toronto or something? Like, I'm down, bro. I know there's some like new spots we could like kick it,
You wanna go skydiving?
bro.
Serious, bro.
I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can afford that shit right now.
It's
I'm
just
trying to like, save
$100 to die for free. No, just.
up. Is it actually 100?
No, I think it's like $5 bills or something. I don't know.
It's like 500-600 easily, bro. That shit'll set me back.
Yeah, nah, we're gonna do that one day. I want to do that when I have kids and shit, just in case, you know.
Yeah, maybe after I graduate, bro. Like those student loans.
I think I'm gonna do it mainly when I'm like 35, 40, when I have kids and shit, whole family and shit, like, you know what I mean, just in case, nigga. You know
Get life insurance and your parachute accidentally breaks, you know.
But I'm still accidentally here. You know what I mean? But,
Maybe.
This is this is a great conversation. We gotta do this again. Definitely again, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna have a next guest for the podcast. Be ready for this guest. This guest is gonna be more for you hood niggas out there. You know what I mean, hood niggas out there. But alright, Idress.
Yeah.
Alright, it's your boy JPN, and we have Idress here as well. Thank you, and we out of here.